What's up, you guys? Matt Jablonski here with The Point of Change. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. Woo! Hopefully we got some people freed up out there that can come on by and hang out with me for a little while. If you're not watching this live, you can drop a hashtag replay and still hang out with me this morning. We're going to talk about a few things. Number one, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but I'm going to present it right now, is that we have an opportunity to have Shaun Weiss, the guy who played Goldberg in the Mighty Ducks movie back in the 90s. If you didn't know about that, a few years ago, he went viral after what is now his before picture came out online. Shaun was deep in addiction, and a picture of him came out online a few years ago, and it went viral because it was devastating. He now has over 3 years clean, just celebrated 3 years clean. We have an opportunity to have him come on The Point of Change, but I want to talk about that a little bit. So I'd like to hear if there is if that is something you guys are interested in. I know myself, I'm a 90s kid. I'm interested in having him come on and share his story. But I want to see if that's something that I want to present it to you guys and see if there's interest in that. What's up, guys? Brandy, how's it going? John, what's going on, man? Josh and Lori. The whole family's watching, says John. Right on. Awesome. I will try not to swear. What's up, Brian O'Brien? What's going on? What's going on? Brandy says, heck yes, right? I'm down for this. But this will bring about an interesting conversation. All right. We're going to have an interesting conversation on this one that might get a little disputed here. We might have some back and forth with some people, but just know I'm not going to talk about it right away, because first we have something that we got to talk about that I gotta get out, and I got to get it out of my chest because it's just eating at me this morning. But after that, we're going to discuss this Mighty Ducks situation. We're going to discuss having Shaun Weiss from the Mighty Ducks come on here and share his story of addiction and recovery. And we're going to discuss some of the details of that might ruffle some feathers. I like ruffling feathers once in a while, so that's okay. But just know when we talk about that, everybody's going to have an opinion, and that's okay. We can all disagree or agree and still get along, okay? So we'll just walk through how I feel about it, how you guys feel about it. We'll get into that. But first of all, did you guys see the stuff about Bam Margera on Steve-O's tour that's got me like all heartbroken and shit? I just posted the other day. I was so happy. I was so happy that Steve-O's helping Bam and trying to get him back on track, and he's taking him on tour with him and trying to get him sober. And I was like, sweet, man. Bam was like one of those cool guys when I was a kid that, just apparently the party never ended for Bam, and he's had a hard time and then been just run through the ringer of addiction, and finally was starting to work his way back up. And then he got kicked out of the most recent Jackass movie there because he was drinking or doing whatever on set, and none of the other Jackass guys are into that stuff anymore. In fact, it's kind of dangerous to have that kind of stuff around a few of the guys on the Jackass crew, because it's like Steve-O, a few of them are in recovery, so having that stuff around them is dangerous. And apparently he was back at it again while they were making that movie, and then it turned into a whole hullabaloo and blew up, and he got like, I don't know, pretty much like all the Jackass guys stopped talking to Bam. And then now I was like, I see both sides of it. But on one hand, like it kind of felt like they were just kicking him to the curb, and just he was just the odd man out. Like everybody else going to have a go have a cool ass life on social media and stuff, and Bam's just left to be a drunk, But then Steve-O, it seemed like Steve-O really had a heart for him and really was helping pick him up and brought him on tour and stuff. And I just posted the other day how cool that was, that Steve-O and Bam, that Steve-O never gave up on Bam, and that makes my heart so happy. And I hope he still doesn't. But apparently yesterday, apparently there was a big blow up on social media here or something. So Bam posted a picture of himself with Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville from back in the day. I'll show you here if you guys can see it. Bam in the middle there, and Steve-O, and then Johnny Knoxville from back in the day. Posted that, and he wrote, and I quote, let's see. Where was the where is it written? It was bigger before. Now I got to read it out of that post. Okay. One arm is a best friend who has my fucking back all along. Another arm is a poser, a procreation thief. If Jeff Tremaine was in this photo, he would be too greedy to fit. Fuck Jeff. Remember, I tattooed that on me a long time ago, Jeff. It's because I knew who you were all along. Steve-O, much love and respect. So he's having a little bit of a toxic outburst there on social media. And then Steve-O replied back and said and claims that Bam was up all night getting loaded. He says, Bam, last night you had your 5-year-old son with you on stage at my show, and you were blessed with the chance to spend another day or two with him. Then, as soon as you left my show, you stayed up all night getting loaded enough to think it was a good idea to post more vile nonsense like this. I hope you understand how awful that is. You say you want to have a relationship with your son, but your actions guarantee the exact opposite will happen. I brought you on tour with me in hopes that I could get you to see what's possible for you if you choose recovery. I've tried everything I can, but I can't force you to get honest and do the work of recovery. I wish you could know how much I've hated feeling braced for news of your death, but you're making it clear that I have no other choice. You're dying, brother, and it sucks that I can't do anything to save you. As far as I remember, I know like doctors told Bam he needed to stop drinking, like he needed to stop doing the drugs, or he's got conditions and shit that are going on that could put him in the grave. So it might seem a little drastic, his reply there to Bam might seem a little, hardcore, but at the same time, it's a harsh reality that a lot of us need to face. And that really sucks to hear that. And I still hope that Steve-O doesn't give up hope on him. I still hope that they're pushing through that. And I hope Bam can come back from it, man. And I hope it's, that's from an outside perspective. All we're seeing is not a Facebook, Instagram, I think, or something. But all we're seeing is a social media post. We didn't get to actually be there or see what happened or, walk in those shoes. So it's kind of like, we don't know the whole story. But praying for Bam, man. Praying for Bam. Those are guys that I watched growing up. Yeah, they weren't exactly good influences. But I watched the Jackass movies. I watched all that kind of stuff when I was younger, and those guys were funny as hell. And so it was cool to see. I think Steve-O is the one who at least kept my heart with those guys, because like once I came into recovery, I probably wouldn't give a shit about any of that stuff. But Steve-O, the fact that he has made the transition he has from the person he used to be to the person he is today, that's just inspirational, man. That's super inspirational. What's going on, guys? Angie getting some tags on the board. Thanks, Angie. I appreciate that. What's going on, Scott? Andrew, what's up, guys? Throw some hearts up on this video, everybody. Hit those hearts and those likes and stuff. Kimberly, what's going on? Good to see you. Steven, I thought Bam got banned from everything because he couldn't stop using. I haven't seen the latest updates, though. Well, it wasn't really because he couldn't stop using. It was because he couldn't stop using, and it was the toxic impulses. It's not just the stopping using, just like we say all the time in recovery, but it's not just the using that was the problem. It's so many other things, and those other things are what really drove a wedge in the relationship between Steve-O and Bam and Jeff Tremaine and Johnny Knoxville and all that stuff, because a lot of them guys are clean and not doing that kind of stuff anymore, and he still was. So, I mean, that's going to cause some friction. That's going to cause friction if you're using and your friends aren't, or if you're not using and your friends are, that's going to cause some friction there. So it was almost guaranteed that you were going to have a little bit of a clash there. But apparently Bam is not necessarily just still, he's still partying like back in the day. So, and I really hope he gets that wake up. I really hope he does, because I've seen interviews with him and you can see that he's still living in a victim mentality, still living in, that world of those guys fucked me over, those guys ripped me off, and I understand where he's coming from. Being a guy who was in a 13-year meth addiction, I can tell you, I understand that mindset. But it's not a good mindset to have. And you eventually got to grow up out of that. You got to step up into a new new thought process. What's going on, Scott? I'm not defending Bam here by any means, but the guy's been through a lot, starting with the death of Ryan Dunn, and from there just spiraling out of control. Amen. I mean, yeah, for sure. But I mean, Ryan Dunn passing was, a long time ago, and he really had a lot of opportunities to step up, but I get it. You're not trying to defend him. So, and you see that as well, but I feel for him in the whole thing. I feel for him through the whole thing, because we've all been there before, so, and we've kind of witnessed the spiral. I can't imagine having my downward spiral broadcast on TV and having that many recordings of myself in active addiction, like the guys, not only Bam, but Steve-O as well. Your whole party life was broadcast on TV, and you have documents and videos of it. I'm so glad there's not that many videos of me and my active addiction, and not too many pictures. I stayed the hell away from cameras, so I'm very thankful that I don't have that constant reminder of video recordings playing. But yeah, I can't even imagine trying to come out of an addiction from that stuff, And on that hand of it too, they all kind of fell into the trap of addiction together. And it sucks that you fall into the trap of addiction together, but it's one by one you come out to the life of recovery. It's generally not the whole group just decides, hey, this isn't right for us anymore. One of you wants to stay in that life, wants to still live that way. And that sucks. Josh, no, Steve-O's heart is in the right place, man. He just wants to see his best friend stay alive and be happy and tell his story with a happy ending. Amen. And I guess Steve-O has deleted that comment since. It said in the article that I read that Steve-O posted that for a little while, but apparently took the comment down, which I can see why he had to make that. When your life is that public, when your life is so public that your mountaintops and your valleys are posted on social media all the time, or broadcast by, and to that point too, to where when you make a comment, somebody already has screenshotted it and it's already saved. Even if you delete it later, it doesn't matter. Somebody already freaking snapped something of it, because they're just you just get pursued that way, Can't imagine that either. But I could see why he took it down, because I mean, that is more of a thing you want to have. That's a conversation you want to have in private, for sure. But I can see also the need to have a public post back to it, because his post in the first place was very much public, so calling out your friends and whatever else. So you got to make a public stance against it as well. But, it's good that he took it down. But either way, I just prayers for everybody in that situation, man. I just hope everything works out for the best. I really have a lot of respect for those guys, and just as guys, it's not like, what they did. They were the jackass crew, They entertained us for years, right? Let's see. I'm just waiting for dirt bikes qualifying to start. Right on, Scott. Right on. You racing? Let's see. It's the toxic stuff following the drug use is what was the friction. Amen. Well, drug use usually comes with that toxicity. Amanda had to have Nick Lack run out to the truck for his earbuds so we could watch and listen while we're at a diner. Right on, guys. Well, enjoy your breakfast. Dinner or breakfast and a show. Here. See? Look at that. You come around, you get good stuff around here. Good stuff. These are good dance moves, man. I don't care what anybody says. People think like, Maddie can't dance. I got it. All day. All right, I'm done. Steven, I just pray Bam can get himself back together before it's too late. Living that lifestyle and having money like that. It's not good news when you use. Ooh, it's not good news when you use. I like that. That was good. But yeah, I can't even imagine. Can you imagine if back in your active addiction, you had like hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars? I'd be dead. If I would have had an infinite supply of money, I would have had an infinite supply of drugs. I would have been able to get so much more, and I'd be dead. So hats off to anybody that makes it somehow, has a successful life and has all that money and lives through an active addiction. Like, whew, my hat comes off to you. I'm glad that you made it out, because I'd have been Charlie Sheen in it. Holy shit. You guys remember Charlie Sheen's downfall? I watched that whole thing on the news. I was in my active meth addiction. So in my eyes, Charlie was a hero. Like, I watched that whole thing. Like, look at this guy. He's so cool. Look at all the drugs he's doing and all the sex he's having. He's so cool. Oh, I was so deluded. I really was. Holy crap. But yeah, that was a crazy ride to watch. Just a public downfall. Like when he said, I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because I got one speed, one gear, go. I was like, holy shit. And then he said he's got tiger's blood and Adonis DNA, and holy hell, man, he was taking drinks out of, like, there was nothing there. He'd grab nothing and take a drink of nothing, smoke a cigarette that wasn't there and put it back in a non-existent ashtray. Dude was just gone, man, just gone. Josh, oh my God, I would be dead, bro, right? We'd be dead. 70s in the house with my dance moves. Oh yeah, bringing it back. Kimberly, I'm so old I don't know who he is. Only Bam I know is Bam Bam from the Flintstones. I hope he gets the help he needs. Oh, he couldn't quit them Fruity Pebbles. He got too many Fruity Pebbles. Nancy, we all have to hit a bottom to reach a top. Best wishes for Bam. Amen, Nancy. Brandy, I can't imagine having my whole life broadcasted for the whole world to see. Definitely could not be an easy life to live, in my opinion. Right? For sure. I mean, even myself, I'm only live for like an hour a day. So you guys see 1/24 of my life, and it's kind of, even then, it's kind of like, wow, it's really hard to be open about like everything you got going on. And of course there's stuff that you guys don't know. You guys don't see the whole picture, but it's, and that's degrees of intimacy. The people who are closer to you get to see more of your life and stuff like that. But you guys see a good amount of it, and sometimes it's like, sometimes you make videos and you're like, damn, that's going to break Mom's heart. She never knew about that. I shouldn't have said that in that video. Other times I've made videos and then afterwards gotten a really angry message from people. And I didn't think I thought everything was good. I thought it was a really good video. And then I get like a freaking hate letter afterwards. And it's like, what did I do? And they're like, you shouldn't have talked about this, and I can't believe you said that, and blah, 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 blah. But I've been really fortunate in the fact that all of my family members that have ever gotten pissed because I said something in my videos, they got over it. They've gotten over worse. They're going to get over this one too. Scott, I can't race anymore. Too many injuries, but I'm hoping that I can get on board with a race team. If that doesn't happen, I'm going to open up my own motorcycle shop. Right on, Scott. That's an awesome dream, man. Let's see. Rita, Steve's efforts are actually sticking with Bam more than he realizes. Sooner or later, he'll catch a revelation and find recovery. Maybe not be when everyone else wants it, and maybe after a lot of consequences, but he'll get there. Well, we just pray and we hope so, man, because you don't get, we can keep thinking that we got another day. Oh, we got another time, I'll quit eventually, or it'll, don't worry. Like, I got this, it's just not my time yet. I'm just going to, we can think that, but how many tomorrows you got, how many tomorrows you got before it's all up? And especially if you got health conditions going on that are like a concern, like Bam does, he's got some health concerns and stuff. So recovery is it's a thing that we really hope it catches. And you know what the alternative is. We all know what the alternative is. So we hope. Let's see. Brandy, Charlie Sheen is a Canadian. Really? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Paul Martinez, good morning, Maddie and recovery family from Quincy, Washington, 6919. Just hit 1,336 days clean today. Woo! That's a crazy cool number. Nice. Nick, rock bottom is the foundation on which our future is built. Amen. There is no rock bottom. You will find when you get to your rock bottom, you'll be like, I think this is it. This is my rock bottom. And then you find out rock bottom has a basement. You can actually go lower. A lot of people say that there is no bottom to the depths of human depravity, which means like Humans are capable of the most evil, foul, disgusting things on this planet. Like if you look into the negative in a human, it's almost like a bottomless pit, because like when we think like we've seen the worst of the worst, like there's a human that pulls off worse. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. I agree with that. Not only from the things that I've seen and we've all seen, World War II, stuff like, Holocaust, slavery, things that we've seen done, torture, different serial killers through the years, like the things that man or, that humans are capable of. There's no bottom to how evil we can really be. I've gone down that tube for a long ways, and very thankful to be heading the other way. Very thankful to climb up instead of going down, because just keep going up, man, because there's no bottom to there's no top to that either. There's no ceiling to how amazing humans can be either. You look at how the amazing things that humans have done. There's been some awesome stuff done by humans too. So yeah, we have capabilities of doing both of them, and each of us have both the good and the bad in us. It's just a matter of which are you going to follow, which are you going to listen to, which one are you going to act out on. You know it, I know it. We all have terrible thoughts. Holy crap, man. Some of the thoughts that you have go through your head when you're like angry, frustrated, pissed off at somebody. And even just the, what do they call it? The intrusive thoughts that we have that come in. Like when you see a fan blade spinning and your brain goes, oh, I can put my finger in there. And you're like, I don't want to think about putting my finger in there. Okay, I'll think about putting my tongue in there. No! Why am I thinking about these things? This is terrible. Like, yeah, like we have some nasty stuff going on, man. We are capable of terrible things, right? Let's see, Josh, Lori and I are working, but I'm listening. Right on, man. Right on, man. Just keep swimming, says Amanda. Mine ninjas, says Nick. Kimberly, amen. Thought I had it hit my bottom many times, yet there I went again. Not this time. I'm on my 9th life. Amen. That's why it's not the rock bottom. It's the point of change, because some people will go down and down and down, lower and lower and lower. And, it seems like you're in a bottomless pit, which you are. And other people, the first time that they don't have enough money to fill up their gas because they spent too much drinking last night, they go, oh shit, I really need to stop drinking. I spent more money than I thought I was going to last night. I'm not drinking anymore. And they quit. So we can't was that his rock bottom? You know what I mean? So each person their rock bottom is custom tailored to them. So technically it's not a rock bottom then, right? It's the point of change. That's what you got to. Zach, I was just typing that. You beat me to it. Right on. Nancy, when you reach your bottom and keep going, then you become animals or monsters, right? Right? I think I went through being an animal and climbed into being a monster on my way down, man. I was getting there. I was getting deep, that's for sure. Stay going up. Keep going up. Let's see. Stephen, for example, look at Aaron Carter, Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell, and the list goes on. When you're an addict and have the money to support it, it's even harder to stop. And then we end up losing those people. Amen. Amen, brother. That's a hell of a deep one right there. Let's see. Amanda, when you get those hate messages, it only means you're doing something right. Remember that. Well, you're not going to please everybody. You're not going to please everybody. And sometimes those hate messages come, especially nowadays. People like to see one thing about you that they don't like, and they give up on you. Like, it's so, love and friendship and following and stuff these days is so fleeting in most cases. They find one thing that they disagree or don't like or whatever, and they're gone, So, and a lot of people like to do I want to have the last word though, even though there wasn't an argument, but they want to have the last word. So they quickly send you a message or make that comment of I won't follow this page anymore. And then they block you or unfollow you and leave and go away, because they all have to have the last word in an argument that they started with themselves. I wasn't arguing. I wasn't. You have to look inside you if you want to find out why that started, but they want to finish that argument. They want to have the last word in it before they dip out. So every once in a while, if you're spreading a message or doing whatever, you're going to get those real quick hate message and then I'm out of here, but other times it's because I'm not a perfect person. I don't always mind my P's and Q's. I'm not politically correct. So there are times when I make rather offensive jokes. So there have been times when it's not necessarily a hate message, but somebody who I actually upset because I made a joke about them or I said something rude or whatever. So without people pleasing, I always take the messages into consideration because I'm not a perfect person. Yeah, I'm not the perfect person. I am not a perfect person, and I must remain teachable. So I appreciate correction sometimes. There's times where people are just being dicks, or the way they here's how I could say it: attitude and approach go a long way. Attitude and approach go a long way. If you are disgruntled or have a disagreement or whatever, there's a way you can go about voicing that and having it heard. And there's a way you can go about voicing that and having everybody tune out, and if you have a good attitude and you have a good approach and you can come in like, hey man, just, want to talk about this thing kind of thing. You're going to get good results. You're going to get a more open-minded person that you're talking to, even on Facebook. If you can be just explaining it without being accusing, without being judgmental, but just explaining your point of view on a situation, you can actually make you can change some minds. You can influence somebody to look at something a different way. But if you come in with accusations or with any kind of and you'll feel it. I know that feeling when somebody makes a comment and then you reply to it, but you got that heat burning inside of you when you're replying. Like as you read it, it trips one of your value meters. You hold something of value and they offended that value or whatever, and you'll feel that rising inside of you. And then we make bad comments or nasty replies or even a good reply, but that it's got a little bit of that, what kind of a person would do this? Or, I just don't feel like blah, blah, blah. We get a little bit of that Karen attitude. No offense to anybody named Karen out there, but we get a little bit of that attitude, Coming back down here. Angie, love it when someone feels the need to announce their departure, right? I got such a good thing to say to that. Oh my God. So I was a dick this morning. I was a dick. I was being a dick, but I was fun about it, at least, I think. I don't know. Hang on, I got to switch my profile over so I can find this comment. So I joined a group not that long ago, and it's probably my favorite group I've ever been in. It's called Things with Faces. And the whole thing is most of it is just people posting pictures of random stuff that looks like it has a face. It's got, eyes and whatever. Maybe it's holes on a wall or a piece of paint that's chipped away or a tree or the front of their car looks like a smiley face or whatever. That's the whole group. It's called Things with Faces, and that's all it is. And this morning, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there's my comment. Good. Some people are ha-haing it. I'm very happy that people find my humor good. So this morning I see this post in this Things with Faces group. And this woman says, unfortunately, there are more BS postings than those of faces seen in obscure objects on this site. I'm out. And then like a face and a bunch of arrows pointing to a face. She is so upset about the amount of posts that she's seeing that don't have faces and obscure things. So I commented on it and I said, man, this really hits me in the heart. Can you imagine All you've ever wanted is a Facebook group where people only post pictures of random objects that look like faces. You join car groups, support groups, gamer groups, pet lover groups, all to be disappointed in the lack of things with faces you find in the pics. Then, finally, one fateful day, you find a group that's central theme is in fact random things with faces. You did it! You're finally home! But alas, some of the pics do not have faces, and some are extremely hard to find. Others are nonsensical posts made by silly people. You breathe a sigh of discontentment as you type your farewell post through the tears and leave yet another group. You were supposed to be the one. You were supposed to be the one. A single tear drips onto the table, and the edge of the tear perfectly forms the silhouette of George W. Bush. And you realize you just left the only people who would give a single fuck. Yay, that was my masterpiece. That was my masterpiece. I'm very thankful that I took the time, wasted my morning typing that out. Because it just feels like that was like her main objection was, there's not enough things with faces in this group. You're fucking hilarious, says Brian. Crap, Maddie. I see two Karens. We better switch it to Dorothy or Gertrude. Oh, no. Oh, Karen. Both of the Karens came in. Good. I'm glad. Right. Why couldn't they have used a less popular name to change, like, for that type of woman? I don't know. What did I call them before that? I feel like there was a different name before that. We didn't call them Karens. And then that all of a sudden that came out of nowhere, that name Karen. I think I've actually found the video where it happened. Okay. There's a video of this guy. He used the big mouth filter. You guys remember the big mouth filter from Snapchat? That's a filter that I miss. I miss the big mouth filter. But there was a guy made a big mouth filter video with a Subway rant because he went into Subway and the worker, that her name was Karen, but she was like, she just made his sandwich like the worst sandwich ever. And I feel like that video established Karen as that name. But yeah, it was I don't know where that came from. But couldn't they have used a less popular name? Couldn't we have went with Gertrude? Oh man, she's being a real Gertrude, you know? That would have worked just fine. Zach, Felicia? No, because she's already got by Felicia. We already got that one, so we can't call them Felicias. Let's see. Right? We get picked on all the time, says Karen. See, I'm still like that. I have to have the last word. Oh, see, Karen says I'm still like that. I have to have the last word. Damn it! If the shoe fits, you know what I'm saying. If the shoe fits, wear that motherfucker. She's like, well, I guess I got this name. I guess I'm just gonna get the last word in every time I get in an argument for the rest of my life. Just own it. Own it. Get the haircut. Do it. I mean, you might as well go all in on this. Just get that haircut. Start asking just as soon as you walk in. Just walk in like that. I'd like to speak to the manager. As soon as you enter the store, you already know. Just go get him. Just go get Kevin. He already knows I'm here. Go get him. Oh, man. You guys are the best. I'm so glad that we can just have stupid fun here. I was a Karen this morning, too. And I'll tell you why. Okay. So on to the subject at hand here is that I reached out to Shaun Weiss, the guy who played Goldberg in the original Mighty Ducks movie back in the 90s. He played the goalie. And a few years ago, if you didn't know, Shaun went viral because a picture of him and his active addiction came out online, and he was at his worst, right? And so his picture went viral. He recently went over 3 years of recovery, and that's awesome. That's awesome. And So I reached out to him to see if he would be willing to come on The Point of Change and share his story. And he is. He would love to come on and share his story. But here's the catch. He does have a speaker fee. It is not very much. It's a reasonable rate, but he does have a speaker fee. So that's where I want to find out, is this something that's worth it? Okay, is this worth us paying for this guy to come on here? Is there enough? Do you guys want to hear that story enough? Is there enough of a draw to that? I think he has enough star power right now, especially, that he can draw a good crowd, which is really good for recovery because a lot of people hear that story and you never know who might be here that day and just hear that story of the dude from the Mighty Ducks that got clean after that picture that came out of him, and then him to come back is just inspirational right out the gate. So I feel like it's worth it. I really do. And if I can get a few people who think it's worth it too, who want to pitch in on this, because as you guys know, I'm getting married, so it's not the opportune time for me to be paying somebody to come on here and speak. But at the same time, I really think this is an awesome opportunity to have him come on and share with us. So I want to see if there is enough interest in that to even think about doing such things. It's $250. I'll just say it. And here's my other concern on that. Here's where this kind of comes into brings up what's the word I'm looking for? A controversy, okay, of people getting paid to share their story of recovery. And most people have the attitude that you should not be paid for sharing about your recovery. And a lot of people in the recovery world have that attitude. Now, I may have a biased opinion because I'm starting a journey as a motivational speaker and I'm starting a career, and I do get paid when I come speak. Not every time. I do free speaking engagements as well. But when there is an opportunity for a paid speaking engagement, you bet I take it. And I've gotten mixed reports from people on that. And I'd like to just explain my side of it. And, if you agree with me, that's awesome. If you don't agree with me, maybe this will help you at least see it from my point of view, is that I feel like you can be a motivational speaker for anything in this world. You can share about any topic you want and get paid for it. You can speak about cars and get paid for it. You can speak about Tupperware and get paid for it. You can speak about video games and get paid for it. You can even do better like self-help kind of stuff like that, like Tony Robbins and motivational speakers who help you better your life and 10x your business and stuff like that, and get paid for it. But then there is this attitude that if you are a speaker for recovery, you have to do it for free. And I see where it's coming from, because I see we have to give away what we have in order to keep it, and I see the give away what was freely given to you. But what I would say to that is, nobody ever freely gave you a 90-minute seminar with a Q&A afterwards and a PowerPoint presentation. Nobody freely gave you that. So I believe you have the right to charge for your speaking, for your time, for your experience. But here's what it comes down to when you ask me about it, is it comes down to the value you provide, just like any other service in this world. If you're just not, you're not a trained speaker, you don't have experience speaking, you're just doing it as part of your service work to grab a microphone and share your story to the best of your memory, to the best of your ability. That's awesome. But it probably doesn't carry a lot of monetary value. But if you are knowledgeable in the subject on which you're speaking, you have book knowledge and you have experience-based knowledge, you put together a PowerPoint presentation, you work on your speaking ability so that you're actually developing a craft, not just getting up there and and on and trying to remember and stuff like that. And you actually have a track record of proven results of, look at this, here I've done this before and it has done X, Y, and Z for the people who've heard me speak. You have a proven track record of providing results. At that point it becomes a career, it becomes a skill, it becomes a trade, and it becomes something that is monetarily worth it. Now, in Shaun's case, I don't necessarily know how much, speaking experience, and he's obviously not going to put together a PowerPoint presentation for us or anything like that, but he has that star power. He has that inspirational story, which I should say is number one. He has that crazy inspirational story. And on top of it, he has that star power. He has that draw, which is good in the recovery world because we need more people to find out about recovery. We need more people to hear about recovery. We need to inspire as many people as we possibly can. So when we can have people like that have a little bit of a people want to hear that story, of course, it's good to get those people on. So if there is a want for that, if anyone out there watching is wants to throw some money in the pot and we can get Shaun to come on here, hit me up with a message, and just let me know what you would be able to throw in, and we'll go from there, and we'll see if we can raise the cash to get Shaun Weiss to come on here. I think that would be cool. Let's see, Zach, bro, I thought way more. That's like how much I would have donated. Let's make it happen, bud. Oh, right on, Zach. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Hell yeah, Angie. I love your explanation on this. God, I'm glad that you picked up what I'm putting down. Josh, everyone has to make a living, bro. Amen. Amen. Everyone has to make a living. But it's like I said, it's one of those things that if you're doing it out of the goodness of your own heart and you're not trying to make you're not trying to build a career, you're not trying to make it a full-time thing, you're just doing it as part of your service work, yeah, you're probably not going to have much monetary value to you going and sharing your story. But if you have a proven track record of, sharing your story and helping people, and you have either that celebrity kind of thing, which I looked into it the other day. You guys want to hear a crazy number? You want to hear a crazy number? You want to know what it would cost to have Sigourney Weaver come share her story? You want to hear? $200,000 an hour. Let me say that one more time. $200,000 an hour to have Sigourney Weaver come share. Holy shit, man. Oh, man. Some authors and like lower level celebrities, to have them come share their story, it's anywhere between $15,000 to $50,000 an hour. That's like when I talk about my speaker fees, because usually I charge around $200 an hour if they have the money to pay me, if they're getting a grant, or if it's a government funded kind of thing, then they have money right in the budget for speakers. Like if you do an event and you're funded by the government or funded by local committees or whatever, they actually, when they get together and plan it, they plan X amount of dollars to pay the speakers. So if you're at an event, or if you're participating in an event as a speaker and they have a speaking budget, then you are welcome to, throw in a bid, and see. Sometimes they don't tell you that they have a speaker budget. So if you ever do decide to become a motivational speaker, that is a question you should ask when you have someone who's a prospective client, to run the question past them. Do you have a speaker budget? Because some people will be like, no, we don't. But I mean, if they have it, they'll tell you. But usually when they're seeing if you'll come speak, they're not going to mention that they have the speaker budget. Let's see, Angie, like those people don't have enough money already. That's just crazy. It is, right? Right. In a lot of cases, it's like, okay, that's like if Sigourney Weaver was just a speaker, right? Like that was her income and that's what she's been doing for years. And like, that's where she funds all of her stuff from, is that, and blah, blah, blah. Totally understandable, especially like speaking on like some of them stages and shit. Them people have a lot of money to pay the speakers, so it would almost be understandable. But you've been in movies since the 80s, You've been in movies since the 80s, which is why sometimes, like Shaun Weiss's story, I really can appreciate, because he was a celebrity when he was a child, you know, and fell into drug addiction. And I don't know his whole story, but if we get him on here, we'll hear that whole story, you know. But like sometimes celebrities that became an addict during their time as a celebrity, I probably should listen more, but I have a hard time listening to their stories and like feeling bad for them. I really do. And that maybe that's bad of me, but like I've heard Sigourney Weaver talk about her story, and she calls it her high bottom that she hit because she was at like the height of her career and struggling through addiction. And it's just, maybe it's probably because I'm freaking poor and grew up poor and everything else. But like for me, when I'm listening to a story from someone and they're like, and then it was just so terrible. We had $600,000 in the bank at our lowest point. And I had to sell 3 of my Mercedes-Benz. And I loved those Mercedes-Benz. And I only had 2 left at that point. And then my 3-car garage. And the movie deals were just not coming in like they used to. You know, and I'm just like, yep. Sounds real sad. You know? Well, I'm like, I shit behind a dumpster one time. Like, it's just, I have a hard time relating. That's a good way to put it. I have a hard time relating to that type of recovery story, you know? What's up, Jessica? Good to see ya. Zach, Shaun is cooler anyway. Who's Sigourney, right? Michael just stopped by to say much love, fam. Hope y'all have a great weekend. I'm just having a relaxing day. Enjoy, fam. Right on, Michael. Have a good one, brother. He just doesn't hang out anymore. Ever since he got his girlfriend, ever since she came into his world and started taking his time up, we just don't see him anymore. And my little boy's all grown up. Sometimes my apron strings. She's making an honest man of that film. No, I'm very happy for Michael and Joni. It's gonna be my joke for a while though. I'm gonna pick on you guys. It's gonna be fun. Isn't it cool though? Isn't that cool? All of a sudden, 2 people who used to just be here at the videos are all of a sudden a thing. And it's like, aw, that's so cute. And me, like, I don't know, maybe it's Canadianist for me to do that. But like I found out that they were both from Canada, and I was like, ooh, they should be together. That's Canadaist. You can't do that. What's up, Lynette? How you doing? We're hanging out, rocking out. We're gonna get the Mighty Ducks on here. We're gonna get Goldberg on here from the Mighty Ducks, and then Emilio Estevez after that. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think we're gonna get Emilio Estevez. We should get Charlie Sheen. While we'll work our way up the ladder. We'll get Charlie Sheen to come here. No, that's. I already heard that whole story. I watched the whole thing play out live on TV. Oh, man. Lynette, I just got home. I got called in for a couple of hours. Boy, that sucks. That sucks. But I wish I would get called in for a couple hours. I've been off of work for a few days now, man. This snow and cold came in and really just at the wrong time. At the wrong time. We just don't have shit to do right now at the campground if it's going to be this cold. So, in a little bit of a lull during the frickin' winter season here, as per usual, Zach says, get Emilio and Charlie together since they're brothers. Yeah, no, that's why I made the jump there. That's why I made the jump. Let's see. Time to find a busy corner, Maddie. I am in the busy corner. Lynette, not gonna lie, Tommy Chong is going to be hard to top. Oh, I'm not even trying to top it. I don't even know if there's a topping, you know, it's just kind of, but like I've said that before. I say that all the time as I've gone with the point of change and done things. every time I do something cool, I'm like, this is the peak right here. Like it's all, now I'm going to crash because I'm on top. Like, nothing else is going to compare. Like when I had Tom Farley, I had Chris Farley's brother come on here. And I was like, I'm never going to get a better guest than fricking Chris Farley's brother. That's fricking crazy. I'm actually connected to Chris Farley through one person. That blew my mind. It petted my ego. It really did. Petted it a little bit. But I was like, man, that's going to be my greatest guest ever. You know, there's no way I'm going to get a better guest than that. And then one day, Tommy Chong came on the Point of Change, and it was like, and then he came on again. And Tommy Chong, bless his heart, didn't charge us a dime. Didn't charge the Point of Change a dime. Even told me, which I still haven't done because I'm a dumbass, but he told me to send him something to sign and he'll send it back. And I still haven't done it because I'm just a procrastinating piece of crap. It's almost been a year. And I never sent the man a sweater to sign. I want to have him sign a pickle butt recovery sweater is when I want to have him sign, but just always put it off and haven't done it. But got to get that Tommy Chong's autograph on a sweater. But yeah, actually, the last paid guest we had was when I did the cannabis-based recovery discussion panel. We paid Dr. Yafai to come on here because, well, she's a doctor, you know, so her experience is valuable. So we paid her. And I am definitely all about having paid guests. I love the idea of paying the guests that come on here because I believe that they provide something valuable, and I would love to have a budget for paying guests around here, but we're not at that point yet. Right now, Facebook's given me a little bonus lately, and that's kind of nice, which most of it I don't get because I swear too much. Facebook doesn't like my foul mouth, so they take away my bonuses. I told you guys about that not that long ago. Facebook's running a bonus program for content creators, but your material or everything that you produce that qualifies for the bonus has to fit Facebook's community standards. And I don't censor nothing. I don't censor myself. So I don't get a lot of that bonus. 2 months ago, we ran the bonus, and at the end of the month, I got a notification. They sent me my estimated bonus that was going to come out of it. And it was, what was it? $480. $480 that was just a bonus. That was just for people liking, commenting, and sharing my content. It wasn't nobody, you know, that was right out of Zuckerberg's pocket. You're going to send me $480. And then they went through and gave, you know, that's the total of what you could have got. As long as everything matches community standards and everything, that's what you get. And then after they went through my stuff, then I got $60. So my foul mouth costs me money. Not really. No, not giving in to censorship costs me money. That's what it is. Facebook is a pansy. Faith, that was the most awesome live ever. That was a great live. I loved both, not only with Tommy Chong and the cannabis recovery panel. I love both of those lives, and I've sent that recovery panel one. I've sent that to some people because it's kind of crazy. Like there's coming out more and more research is coming out on cannabis being used to help people with opiate addiction, to help people with a medication, you know, with medications and mental illness and addiction and all this stuff. But they're still I haven't seen a lot of research on the effects of cannabis on a meth addict other than myself. I'm the only patient. I am patient zero. And my idea of research is smoking pot down on my couch. No, that's my research right there. But whenever I try to search for it, I find very limited results, which tells me two things. One, it tells me that my search results are being are being vetted by Facebook and by Google and by everybody when you search for anything containing cannabis, marijuana, stuff like that. It really limits what it shows you. I know because I've made a lot of stuff with the word cannabis or marijuana in the title or in the video somewhere, and you search for that on Facebook and it says no results, somebody's that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's just bullshit, you know? So yeah, I know that a lot of it's getting censored on that front and not shown to people, but sometimes it's like, damn, like I really, like, we're like pioneering over here. Try using DuckDuckGo instead of Google. Oh yeah? DuckDuckGo is going to be the new Google, huh? Let's see. Jessica, that's great to hear. Things are looking up for you. I'm doing good, enjoying the first weekend in months that my kids aren't sick. That's awesome. I'm glad the kids are feeling better. Lynette, reach out and see if any doctors or practitioners are interested or willing to do like a case study or something of that nature. You could be part of that movement. Could be. Yes, to Duck. Move over, Google. Duck is coming in. That's where I search stuff and I get a lot more results than I do on Google. Right on. Good. Maybe I'll look into that. I know Google definitely, over the years, Google has definitely gone downhill as far as like being a good, reliable search engine. They give you so much sponsored crap. Everything is paid advertisements. Like right when you search for something, the first 3 frickin' things are sponsored, you know, people who just paid money for Google to put their search result first. And it's like, that really sucks. That really sucks for people who are like, their business is better or just as good as the ones that are listed because they're sponsored and they actually had to work for it, you know, and get a good rapport and get searched more and have their site visited more for them to come up first on Google. And then Google's like, well, if you give us money, we'll bump you to the head of the line. Fuck that, man. Amanda, instead of using DuckDuckGo, I would use Onion and Tor. Ooh, all right. Anybody else got a search engine you want to throw into this match? We're gonna have a search engine off. Somebody else is like, instead of using Onion, I would use Pear, and instead of using Tor, I would use 4. Let's just come up with some more weird words. Yeah, maybe as far as the reaching out to doctors and getting in on a case study. But the problem is that I'm 6 years into recovery now. I guess maybe they could check my vitals and stuff and see how it's been affecting my brain and stuff this whole time. But from what I've seen, a lot of people that talk about meth addicts is that cannabis isn't helpful for a lot of meth addicts, which either is false or I'm an exception to the rule, which I guess is okay either way. But it's just it would be nice to know. It'd be nice to have that. I'm glad that we did that cannabis recovery panel because we had Dr. Yafai come on here and she like gave us some awesome information that really was like right there, you know, really in line with what we're talking about. Never heard of that one. I'll check it out. Firefox, says Zach. Aha! Firefox for the win. Here comes Internet Explorer coming in 5 minutes late. Hey guys, I'm here for the fight. Get out of here, Internet Explorer. Nobody uses you anymore. And then Yahoo and Ask Jeeves come walking in the door too. We're ready to throw down with old-timey fisticuffs. I feel like Ask Jeeves would definitely come in with old-timey fisticuffs. You know he would. He'd have the big old mustache. Fucking Jeeves. Get out of here, man. All right, guys. I'm going to get the heck out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Thanks for putting your 2 cents in on the whole Goldberg situation. Zach, get a hold of me after this video. Anybody who wants to throw some money in a hat to get Shaun Weiss to come on here, hit me up. We'll figure it out. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. I'm going to share my story. here on the Point of Change. We're going to get into it. So come on by tomorrow evening and hang out with me. I love you guys. Have a good day. Until I see you tomorrow, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay clean.